Kieran here with Boxing Bants. We're in the Devonish at Celtic Clash 10 and I'm here with debutant Rhys Moran. Rhys, how are you feeling after your first win?
Feeling very good actually. Delighted to get it over. It was a long wait. Delighted with my performance, done what my coach told me to do, and the game plan stuck well and I performed well, and so I'm looking forward to starting off the career now. As they said, I popped my cherry, so so I feel good now. I enjoyed it. Before I was getting a little bit nervous, and my coach Pascal said to me, look, this is your debut, you're only going to make your debut once, and it was the perfect thing to say before going out to a fight, because you don't want to go out being too nervous, not remembering it and not performing to the way you want it. Stay calm, I didn't get involved with the crowd, so I'm very happy with my performance. So. Yeah.
What was it that made you turn over into the pro game?
Well, I always wanted to be a professional, it was always a dream of mine since I'm a little fella, but I just couldn't train all year round and not leave it in the judges' hands anymore, as in the sense of amateur boxing, everybody knows what it's like, and I've had some very unfair decisions through my life.
There's a lot of lads in amateur now.
Exactly, and through national and provincial championships, I've got decisions that I knew in my own heart that I won. With a fight, you either know, look, it was close, or I definitely won, or I lost it. I'd be very honest. My dad is a very honest man. He'll either tell me you boxed well, or you didn't box well. And for my dad to get worked up over my my second last contest as an amateur, as much as he did, and I just didn't really like it at all. So it was just time for a switch and a change, and it was either turn professional or not box again. And I just love it. It's my life. I go to bed thinking about it. I wake up in the morning thinking about it.
It seems that when I'm interviewing lads now that are turning over, it seems to me the narrative now more and more often, lads are either, because of your situation, they're either walking away at 18 or they're just turning pro very quickly at 18. Whereas obviously Olympians, etc., turn over later. But the lads like Callum Bradley said the same thing. He said he's from the other side of the board, and he was like, just sick of coming down Dublin and stuff like that, and just working really hard and then just getting bad decisions,
That's it, and he has a fair point. I don't know about any other fighter, but I trained as hard as a professional did. I trained twice a day. I get up before college when I was in college. I trained on my break time in college. If I had 2 classes free time, I was going to the gym training, then I was training sometimes in the evening. I was training very hard, and then going into a competition and then not getting the decision that you've worked so hard for. It's heartbreaking, and you love the sport. And with me, I never wanted to quit, and it was always, like you said, a young age, and everybody said you're too young. So look, I turned professional last year. I was only 20, and I had a full year's training on me. I'm 21 now, and I had a full year's training as a professional, sparring with top class pros, and we just felt then I was thereabouts ready for a professional debut, and here we are now. So
you obviously you're with a well-renowned pro coach, Pascal Collins.
Yes.
What is your turnover been like into the program? Have you noticed any differences in the way you're training?
Oh yeah, my training has come up so dramatically. My training, I thought I was training hard until I came to the Celtic Warriors gym. Look, I was probably just wasn't getting taught right, I suppose, in the amateur game. 90% of the coaches will look at you and say, oh, you're just a long distance fighter, that's all you need to know. Whereas I came up to Pascal and I couldn't do 2 rounds with the lads in the gym. And I was in with the Russian world champion, who's now a youth world champion as a professional, and done well against the Russian. We just came back to talking about it tonight. I went in and had a close contest with the world champion Russian. I came up to Pascal's gym a year ago and couldn't last 2 rounds with the lads because of the pace, and I suppose the accuracy of shots as well. The accuracy was on point all the time, whereas amateur was tip tap and you get hit in the pros, and it is different. And with Pascal, exactly. And with Pascal, I turned over with the knowledge of sitting down on punches, how to mix inside with a fighter properly, and not doing it whereas you're going to get hurt or where you're going to get caught with a stupid shot. Now there was times tonight where I was opening up a little bit sillier with punches, but that all, I suppose, comes with experience as well. And Pascal kept me composed in the corner, and I just blanked everybody out and just listened to him in the corner, and it's working. And I'm seeing a big improvement in my boxing. I've never been that calm going to a ring. I've never been that calm coming to an opening fight in the first round, going out and throwing the first punch. I felt so relaxed. And I suppose it's because I knew I had to train under my belt, and I knew I could trust my coach. You know, if things weren't going right, he had a second plan, and a plan, as they say, all the way to W, which is the win. You know.
Yeah.
So.
Well, look, Rhys, really appreciate your time.
No, thanks. Very
Obviously,
much.
it's just going to be the next 4-rounder now for you. So, looking forward to your next fight and looking forward to the journey.
Yeah, thanks very much. And look, I just want to give a quick mention there to my sponsors. I'm a Tramore man and a Waterford City man, you know, and everybody from my own home county and my hometown have been fantastic. I have lots of people stop me saying, geez, you have more sponsors than most fucking world class fighters, you know. Look, thanks very much. I have the best fans in the world. My friends, my family all came up from the opposite side of the country, literally the other end of the country, to come up and support me tonight. So thanks very much, and thanks for having me on.
Thanks very much, right?
Thanks very much.
Thank you.